Were you at the Source Awards, the big, that year where
Yeah, we was there.
South got something to say, New York ain't got no love for
Yeah,
Snoop
we was
Dogg,
there.
like-
We was there. Sticky shot the Desert Eagle.
You throw your fucking guns in the air.
That's what, okay, I
Sticky
want to
shot-
talk about that.
Sticky
Did
shot the
Sticky
Desert
really
Eagle
shoot?
to let everybody know we not playing.
It's an honor, privilege, and a pleasure to be in the Daily Cannon once again with a legend. Yes, Queens is in the building in a real way. I mean, this man been putting it down for hip hop as well as just entertainment in general for many moons. The one and only Fredro Starr.
It's popping. Was good.
Onyx is in the building.
Word up.
Got
Onyx is in the building for sure.
the fresh Onyx sweatshirt. I need one of those, man.
Definitely. What? Double X?
Yeah, give me 1X. I'll take 1X.
1X. Yeah, I got you.
How you been, my brother?
Chilling, man. Blessed, man. Blessed to be in the game for over 30 years and still rocking with you here today.
Yeah, man, I gotta say it like this. Not only am I a fan of your music, your acting, but your interviews, man, because you at that point now where you're what they call a jegna in the African term, a storyteller. You got so much history and wisdom within you from the culture. You've seen it all. You was there.
Yeah.
So I mean, these moments for me are really special because we get to just talk about you, and when we talk about you, we get to talk about the embodiment of hip hop because you are hip hop.
Definitely, man. You know, we came in the game with Jam Master Jay, bro.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
Run DMC, you know what I'm saying? DJ from Run DMC. And since then, man, we just been going.
Yeah, and I've been telling these youngins around here that, like, cause I was an Onyx fan and I saw the movement.
Right.
I saw the bald heads. I shaved my head. I saw the rock star element.
Right.
Like just when Slam came out, it just took over the world.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like and this was, before DMX, before the griminess, I would say Onyx was the first grimy hip hop group that almost felt like heavy metal.
Right, I will agree.
Yeah. It didn't happen before that.
Nah, it didn't happen. You had leaders of the new school, Busta Rhymes.
But they wasn't grimy.
No, they wasn't
Y'all
grimy.
felt dangerous.
I always say this, leaders of the new, like if we went to the same school, they were the kids that went in the school and we were the kids that just cut school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like between like you and Sticky Fingaz, y'all was like superheroes to me, man. Like just
Wow.
because it was like, in that sense, like I had never seen somebody with that level of like enthusiasm and fire and aggression.
Right.
But still felt fun.
Right, it was fun.
And y'all was still lyrical.
Right.
And y'all still had like the way y'all put records together. So how did Onyx come together?
Oh man, Onyx, we've been around since '87.
Wow.
Rest in peace to Big DS.
Yeah.
We started the group, me and Big DS. It was called Onyx by Onyx.
Oh, okay.
And we was like big fans of Bismarck,
Right,
Slick
right.
Rick,
Yeah.
Coogee Rap, all those dudes, Rakim. We grew up in that. That was our inspiration for wanting to do this thing.
Yeah.
So when we met Jam Master Jay, my cousin Sticky, he came in the group.
Oh,
And
wow.
when Sticky got in the group,
So you and Sticky Fingaz are cousins?
cousins. I'm my little cousins, 2 years apart.
Oh, wow.
My mother and his mother, sisters.
Wow.
So man, that's my little cuz.
Yeah.
He's a wild boy, but that's
Still.
still to this day. Yeah, Sticky Fingaz, one of the illest, man. But that's
Yeah.
my little cousin. And once he got in the group, man, it's just the energy just changed. So it was Big DS, Suave, Fredro Starr, and Sticky Fingaz with Jam Master Jay leading the whole ship, and it was just.
And how dangerous was it back there? Cause y'all looked like it looked like I heard the stories, like wherever Onyx would go, it would go down.
I mean,
like the crew, like y'all, like when y'all came, like, cause, and I gotta say, like, Onyx was pre-Wu-Tang, right?
Yeah, pre-Wu-Tang, yeah.
Yeah, so y'all were like the first crew that was really moving,
We was
like
moving.
from the streets.
Right.
Like it felt real street.
It was very street. Southside Jamaica, Queens, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Rockaway Boulevard, Sefton Boulevard, God Brewer. We from all of that. But the thing is, we from Southside Queens, and Jam Master Jay is from Hollis, Queens.
Right.
And there was always beef between Southside and Hollis.
Wow.
So when Onyx came together, now we got Southside and Hollis
And
together.
Hollis
So now we
together.
going to the shows, we like 100 deep.
Wow.
So it was crazy, but it wasn't really too dangerous. Just we grew up, there was this thing called crack. It was running through the ghetto, and we was seeing this. Like I saw crack, I saw it, like, and it was just destroying the hood, and we had to kind of like navigate through that through that, you know, that circumstance. And we came out with Back the F Up, the first album.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff that we were saying was put into that album.
Man, it was a classic album still to this day. And I gotta say, man, like for the people who don't really understand how it all breaks down when it comes to hip hop, and specifically New York hip hop, Queens. Like they always ask that question, which borough is the best borough?
Queens for sure.
And I have to agree with you. I'm from the West Coast originally, so people, my opinion probably don't even matter. But we know, like, hip hop started in the Bronx. Can't negate that. But you know, one of the first hip hop beefs was between the Bronx and Queens.
Yep.
You know, we saw KRS and Cher get to it.
Yep.
And Brooklyn has kind of made its own with from Jay and Big and Kim, all of them.
Right.
Harlem is all like the fly niggas and all of that type of. But Queens, I would say, has the most impact.
I will agree.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, we got LL,
Run DMC,
Tribe Called Quest. And this is, well, I'm not even talking about Queensbridge yet. We got Lost Boys, 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj. Then Queensbridge, you got Nas, Noriega, Capone Noriega, all these. I mean, it's just
Queens is crazy. So, but that's what I want you to break down for us, because people outside of Queens and outside of New York don't really understand how. First of all, Queens ain't that big.
No, it's not that big, but it's just different sections.
And the fact that different sections, like you said, some of them was feuding, didn't even get along, but like understanding the projects which Nas and them are from, where you from, like what's the breakdown of Queens?
Well, check this out. When you fly to New York, if you fly to JFK Airport is in Southside, Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah.
So you are in Southside when you fly to JFK.
Yeah.
So when you go towards Manhattan, towards 59th Street Bridge, then you got Queensbridge.
Right.
So, but Southside is like Southside, Hollis, Queens, Laurelton, where Tribe Called Quest was from.
Yeah.
We're all kind of from the same area, Southside, Laurelton, Hollis.
And then when you say area, just break that down. Like, is that 10 miles?
I would say.
Well, the whole New York is only 12 miles.
I would say you could get the Southside, Laurelton, Hollis all in 20 minutes.
Wow.
You know, driving through. You know what I'm saying? But then to get to Queensbridge, then you got Left Rack, where Capone Noriega from. So Left Rack, Queensbridge, they're kind of from the same neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So it's different, but we all represent one nation, Queens Nation. Queens get the money. Yeah,
they say it all the time. So I gotta go from the impact that you had in hip hop, and like, cause Onyx was signed to Def Jam.
Def Jam. Well, we were signed to JMJ. Jam Master Jay had his own record label.
Yeah.
And it was / Def Jam.
Right.
So it was JMJ, Def Jam. Yeah.
Best hip hop label to ever do it.
Best label.
like literally the origin of it. But one thing I have to say, you pioneered and probably was one of the first, if not definitely one of the most successful people to go from hip hop to Hollywood. And I mean, obviously we saw everybody who was in Crush Groove and all. They was doing their thing.
D Street.
Yeah. And if we got to give it to the GOAT, because we're going to talk about this a little bit later, the one that probably still doing it and probably did it first for us as a culture was Ice-T.
Ice-T is he's the GOAT.
Yeah,
on television, the GOAT.
Yeah. When we saw him, and even, you know, when we saw him in New Jack City, and even some before we even knew who he was in Breaking, Electric Boogaloo,
Colors.
All of that.
All of that.
But you did it in a way because you were young and like you kind of jumped in there on that heartthrob stat, like ladies was going crazy for you. How was that transition, and what made you say, you know, I'm gonna go from being this street tough guy rapper to Hollywood and starring in movies?
What people don't know is there was no transition. I wasn't, when I did the movie Strap, that was Forrest Whitaker, that was his first movie.
With Bokeem.
With Bokeem. Strap was the first movie.
What year was that?
1991.
Wow, that was 91?
I got cast in 91. We actually went into production like early 92.
So that was before
the album came out. So I was going to the studio with Jam Master Jay, going to the set.
Wow.
So I was doing a movie.
So how did you get strapped?
Oh no, this shit. Russell Simmons said, yo, this guy named Forrest Whitaker is having an audition. Once you guys go up there, hey, you never know, one of you might be movie stars. We went up there, the whole crew, Onyx went up there. I think I seen Q-Tip and the other rappers was in there at the audition. So I'm like, oh, this is serious.
Yeah.
Q-Tip in here, yo, this is. So we got the size. I'm like doing my thing. Everybody went in one by one. And when I went in, I just did my thing. And I don't know what I did, but Forrest Whitaker was like, yo, can you do that again? I was like, yeah, I don't know, dude. He was like, hold up. I want to see you tomorrow. And I was like, all right, cool. I never thought about acting, never thought about, I thought about acting when I saw Lee from B Street.
Okay, yeah.
Because he was like my inspiration. Like Lee was the cool dude, he could dress, and I was like, yo, I want to be on TV like this dude one day, but I never really thought about it like that.
Right.
So when I really got the nod from Forrest Whitaker, I took it serious, and Jackie Brown, the casting director, she saw something in me. And after that, it was on. There was only me and Tupac. Tupac had Juice, and I had Strap.
But that Strap was before Juice then, technically,
Kind of
right?
like the same time we came out. Yeah.
And then like your relationship with Pac, or was there one? Or?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what was that like?
He was coming up, I was coming up, I was seeing him, he was seeing me.
Same type energy. I mean, and I've heard it, and it's funny because obviously you got mad interviews, but I heard, and this was real, that Pac was inspired by Onyx, and that's what made him get the baldy.
I believe that. I believe that because, like you said, when we came out with the ball heads, it was like a new revelation for hip hop. It was like, yo, we are in the army. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start off clean. It was crazy. Timberlands, camouflage, ball heads. It was a movement. So Pac had to feel that. You know what I'm saying? Jada Kiss, all those dudes talking about they cut their hair because of Onyx. Michael Jordan.
I heard you say that. I wasn't gonna go there again.
But Tupac, man, we had the same energy. Funny thing is, he would call me, yo, what's up, little bro? But we the same age. Actually, I'm older than him.
Oh, wow.
Born same year, 1971.
Wow.
He born in June, I'm born in April, so I'm older than Tupac.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
So you guys are definitely constituents and counterparts in the game.
Yeah.
And like that was the energy at the time. And but then I felt like whether it was Sunset Park, whether it was Moesha, whether like you continued to just keep this acting thing going, what motivated you to be like, all right, I'm gonna be an actor?
I loved it. Once I was on a set for Strap, I fell in love with acting. Because it was a way for me to get my expressions across on screen, and I just loved the way it looked on screen. When I saw myself in Strap, I was like, yo, this is powerful. There was a scene in Strap, it was a hard scene, and it happens in the ghetto a lot. These kids run around with guns and don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
I shot a little girl in the scene, and that was a hard scene for me to do. As an actor, I cried, and it kind of like was nightmares, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? So acting is kind of like real. It was real for me.
Yeah.
And then I did Sunset Park with Rhea Perlman. Yeah. The whole guys, Terrence Howard and those dudes, Talon Harris and.
Time to get live.
Time
to represent. Sunset Park, what time is it? That was that.
You know what I mean? Like we had a great time, and then I fell in love with acting, man. It was just something that I wanted to do then. And then it was a beautiful.
Man, coming up and watching y'all, like I was a fan, I was inspired, but I was also, a kid that was from it, but people always thought like, yo, Nick Cannon, he's a clean cut because of Hollywood, not really knowing the history. How was that for you, being somebody who was really from it, really from the streets, but had this glossy Hollywood look now to where the balance between, yo, I'm a real nigga, but then at the same time, I'm still, I go to work every day and play make believe.
Right. I just think me as a real person, I'm just a good person.
Right.
And when I get on a set, the directors and the other actors can see that. You know what I'm saying? I am from the streets. I am from Southside, but I grew up in a good home. You know what I mean? Good family values. I know right from wrong. And I've figured out a way to not walk the line like a lot of my peoples in the neighborhood. Because when I first came out, all my dudes were selling crack. They was doing this, doing stick-ups, and it was around me. And I figured out a way to cut hair. I started out as a barber.
Word.
So I was a barber, one of the best barbers in Queens at the age of 16, 17.
Wow.
So that was able to keep me out of the jail system.
Okay.
And still stay fly, brand new car, polo gear, you know what I mean? So I still was fly because I was cutting hair. And I kind of like brought that into the industry, because when you're a barber, you got different people coming in your chair. You got to know how to talk to them.
So you was actually in the shop?
Yeah, I was the best barber in Queens.
Wow.
I had lawyers, businessmen,
At
drug
16.
dealers. Yeah, everybody was sitting in my chair. So if you want that tip, you got to know how to talk to them.
Yeah.
So I was able to talk to different people. So when I'm on a set dealing with different types of people, I know how to, play the game.
Wow, you would have never known.
It was training.
Yeah.
Basically training, people training.
And so once the hip hop game started for you and like y'all got the deal, did you just stop?
I stopped cutting hair. Yeah, I stopped cutting hair. I should have never stopped cutting hair because I'm still the best barber. You know what I'm
still
saying?
cut?
I'm still nice.
Really?
I used to do designs that people hair.
Right.
I'm like, I was doing the Keith Haring Running Man, and I was doing crazy designs, and I used to cut Rakim hair.
Word?
Rakim, Coogee Rap used to come to the shop. Of course, Jam Master Jay. A lot of the rappers used to come to New Tribe.
Really?
Definitely.
That's crazy.
I used to put, when Rakim come, I used to put the 7 in the crescent.
Yeah.
With the moon and all of that in his head. Looked like the Blue Nile in his head. Looked crazy.
How'd you get into being a barber? Like, that was just...
It was just something I was doing. I was cutting Big DS hair. That's when Kid and Play was coming out.
Yeah.
They had the flat tops.
Yeah.
So we was doing all the flat tops. And Big DS, rest in peace,
Yeah.
the founder Onyx, he was like I was like practicing on him.
Right.
So it got to the point where it's like mad cars outside my father crib. He like, bro, you got to take this to the barber shop. And this guy named Terry, he was like a cool dude, young barber. He let me get a job.
Wow.
Saved my life.
That's nobody. I mean, that's news to me,
Saved
man.
my
That's
life,
so
man.
dope.
Word up.
And then once Onyx took off, because again, it was mayhem.
It was crazy.
I remember like y'all were some of the first that I ever seen like have shows where it was like white people like slam dancing and festivals and stuff like that.
Right.
Like it was really on some rock star shit.
I mean, we
did
started-
y'all go around the world with it, or
Around the world.
and that was just straight off a Slam?
The first record. Jam Master Jay always say, yo, you guys are gonna be my Black Beastie Boys. You know, because Run DMC, they came from Walk This Way and, you know, Rick Rubin. So they always had like a rock and roll edge, and, you know, they was already on that tip already. So, hey, if we moving with Jay, we moving with Run DMC, we gonna follow suit.
Yeah.
So we was just doing what they was doing, basically.
Yeah.
And we took it worldwide. And then we got with these kids called Biohazard and did the Slam remix.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we were the guys who brought Slam to hip hop. I see Travis Scott, they doing the Rages. I see little Uzi Verts and Extension jumping from like, rest in peace to Extension.
Yeah.
He jumping off the, but we started Slam. You know, we made a record called Slam. So we put Slam in the game. Of course, you had the Beastie Boys and Run DMC and Public Enemy. And
But
they
y'all was on some heavy metal
heavy
shit.
metal hip hop. That's what we was doing. So we brought that Slam. We caught that idea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, but we really caught the idea from Nirvana.
Yeah.
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, so that was right around the same time.
Yeah, right around the same time.
How did y'all know Slam was the record? Like, was that Jam Master Jay?
Well,
and who produced it? It was
Shot
Jay?
Skills produced Slam.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace. Another brother that's not here. He don't get another prop. Shot Skills is one of the best producers in the game. He did Throw Your Guns,
Oh, wow.
Slam. You know, he's great.
Yeah.
But we took the album to Def Jam. We thought it was finished. Jam Master Jay, we sit in the room, Jam Master Jay, Tracy Waples, Mike Kaiser, we all in there.
Kaiser was even back
Yeah,
then.
Mike Kaiser's back. So we all listening to the album and they like, yo, this is great, this is dope, but y'all need we need a radio record.
Right.
You got Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, they all, what's your radio record? So we felt defeated.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, we thought we was, walking the Def Jam office like, yo. But damn, like, now we don't got a single, now we got to think about how we gonna get a single. And so we was just going to the studio for like a week. And then I saw the Smells Like Teen Spirit video. I was like,
We need one of those.
yo, I said, we gonna bring this to hip hop. And everybody got it. Sticky got it, Suave got it, and we made Slam. It was a deliberate plan, like it was planned. Like we gonna put Slam dancing into hip hop. And then, the tramp.
Oh, is that where it came from?
Tramp. We took that a little bit,
Yeah.
and it was this thing called Mel's Diner. I don't know, Tom's Diner, and it was. So we said slam, let the boys be. So we just put all the elements together, and that's the chorus.
Wow.
Yep.
And the rest is history.
Rest is history.
Now, big question, especially today's day and age. Did Onyx get a bag? Did y'all make money off of that?
We got a bag.
Okay.
We didn't get it back for the first album,
Yeah.
but the second album they gave us $1 million.
Okay.
And we bought a crib in Jersey, got little cars in there. You know what I'm saying? But I always had money from being a barber. Like when Jay met me, he was very impressed because I had a brand new car, had a crib already.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was cutting all the drug dealers in Queens.
So, yeah,
these
so
guys
you
are
was
making,
good.
these guys, it was nothing but, and these guys were 17 years old, Benzes, Porsches. I mean, the barbershop was crazy because crack gave these young dudes a way to get rich. Even though it was terrible, they was getting rich.
This is the thing, because obviously, we all seen Paid in Full, heard the stories, especially about like just the New York drug game.
Right.
It seemed like it was so much money going. How many fucking crackheads was it?
Yo,
where niggas were making millions of dollars a week. Who was they selling this crack to?
Can I tell you this? My first apartment at that time, when I moved out my pop's crib, was on a street called 102 in Brisbane. Rest in peace to Tata. He was the guy out there. He was the guy from Southside Jamaica. It looked like Night of the Living Dead zombies.
Right.
Everybody just walking around like.
And just $20 at a time.
It was crazy. The way, if you can see this, it looked like zombies.
Right.
Like you see the zombie movie?
This 88?
This is 86.
86.
86,
Okay.
87, 88, all the way to like 91 where I think Ms. Reagan was like, crack is whack, and they kind of like, you know what I'm saying? They kind of cut down, and they was like, okay, people stopped smoking crack.
Yeah. Because my step pops was a D-boy, and I was a kid in it. And I would see it, and they was getting money, but even then, I'm like, where is all of this money coming from?
It's crazy, man.
Where then obviously we learned later that all of that stuff was pushed into our communities by the government.
By the government, man. And that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Wow,
but
man.
in that sense, you chose to go another route and then took it, like I said, I didn't know about the barber stuff, but that's fly, but then took it to hip hop and then took it all the way to Hollywood.
Right.
A true success story, man. Like
Right.
a legend to many generations. Like, do you ever sit back and think like, man, the outcome could have been really different for me?
Like I was telling my brother the other day, man, if you're living today from where I was from, you're a survivor. Most importantly, forget anything else. You survived the years of hardship and you're still here. I just take it day by day, man. I don't look back at what I've done. I just want to keep going.
Right.
And when it's over, they can look back. I just want to keep working. I still have the passion. Brand new album out right now, soul album, probably one of the best albums I've ever done.
Talk about it. Let's talk about the new album.
Yeah, well, I produced it. I do all the beats.
Okay.
People don't know I produced a song called Last Days for Onyx.
Okay.
Last Days was an 8 Mile movie.
Yeah.
And Eminem was rhyming over my beat.
Wow.
In the movie. So I can say Eminem was rhyming over my beat as a producer.
Right.
So that keeps me going.
Yeah.
I basically produced most of the second album, which was called All We Got Is Us.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with the beat machines. I just fell in love with digging for records and chopping up samples.
What's your beat machine of choice, especially nowadays?
MPC,
You can do it all,
one.
still on the MPC?
I'm simple. MPC is one. I can put it in my luggage. I move with it. But I'm really nice with these beats.
You fuck with the live? That's it.
The live is dope too.
Yeah.
The live is dope too.
Trips don't like the live. I fuck with the live over
the live
the
is
one.
cool.
Yeah.
I like the live is cool because you can take it anywhere you want with it.
Yeah.
But I like the one though. You know what I'm saying? I used to rock with the SB1200.
See, people, I've been looking for an SB1200.
Yo,
But you can't even find them.
Find one. And if you do find one, you got the money to get
it.
Yeah.
You can't. They going like for 15 bands.
Yeah, you got the money to get it.
It's crazy.
It's crazy though.
Yeah.
That sound is just so hip hop.
Yeah, it's hip hop.
Yeah.
Speak Queens, Marley Marl.
Come on. I look at people like DJ Premier, Marley Marl, Alchemist, Large Pro. You know, these are the guys that I salute. You know what I'm saying? And
Alchemist is actually from out here though.
Yeah.
West
he
Coast.
just got that.
He got the boom bap though.
He got it. It's not where you from, it's where you at.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So the soul album is a bunch of soul loops. I chopped up a whole bunch of soul samples and just went in. Real deep stories. And my first single was called Hood Jealousy. And that song was kind of inspired by Nipsey Hussle. And it happens a lot in the world. We got hood jealousy. Somebody kill you that you known for your whole life.
Yeah.
And they just jealous and just because they can never be where you gonna be. And it's just sad that it's a lot of hood jealousy. And I'm still in the hood. I still roll through the hood. And my brother still lives in the hood. And I tell my brother all the time, be careful.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's hood jealousy out here. So that was the first single, Crazy.
Yeah. That's real life.
I think this album is Grammy is Grammy notable to me because I think this album for myself, a lot of personal things that I went through, you'll hear it in the album. You hear the passion, and I produce it by myself.
Let's touch on that for a moment because I almost feel like they need to create a new genre because there's a movement going on right now, a sophisticated movement of grown men that technically are legends that are like professor level when it comes to rhyming, that are still in the game, like from yourself, Kane, Rakim. You know what I mean? Cats
Redman.
Yeah, Redman.
Busta Rhymes just dropped the album.
Busta going
and
crazy.
we on that Busta Rhymes
Busta
album
ain't
too.
never stopped though. Like, but it's almost looked at because your audience is not gonna be the audience that's technically, streaming and doing all of the young shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The stuff that the record business is still thriving on. They always say, the music business in itself is a young man's game.
Right.
But there's this whole elevated and refined genre of cats that's nice. It's almost like jazz. You know what I mean? But I don't think you guys have gotten the credit yet.
Right.
Because in the same way, or even like classic rock, where the Eagles can go on to damn near be billionaires, Chicago, all of these rock bands that are 40 years old at this point. The band is 40 years old. The motherfuckers in it is like 70.
Right. They got their kids doing it now.
Yeah, but they getting millions.
Millions.
You know what I
Big
mean?
tours.
And now there's a hungry audience in the same way that they had their classic rock fans, that classic hip hop, that want to hear bars, that want to hear boom bap, that want to give you the respect and credit, but for whatever reason, this current industry is still focusing, as they should, on the kids.
Like you said, I think everything goes in circles. And I got to say, I survived the trap era. The trap era was for 20 years. When Master P came in the game, it changed everything.
Right.
Because then Master P came in, then Nelly and Cash Money, and now you got Little Baby, you know what I'm saying? So now, 20 years later, I think they carved a genre in
They
hip-hop.
took that New York shit from y'all.
They did,
call
and
it
it's
what
not
it
gonna
is.
go anywhere. It's a genre. They created trap music. It's not going anywhere. It will be
Yeah.
here for the next million years.
Yeah.
But I survived the trap era.
Yeah.
We survived the trap era. Redman survived the trap era. Busta Rhymes. So now we can get back to where we was at with the real beats, the real music. Look at this young chick who just, the young lady just won a Grammy. I think her name was Doechii.
Shouts out
Dope
to
album.
Yeah.
She got boom bap on her album. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fact,
The beats
fact.
is boom bap. So boom bap is back. It's cool to rap again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm rapping again. Really rapping.
And to be like going back to like the legends, I mean, like I almost feel like we need to just create a genre called legendary hip hop, a legendary MC.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like
Because
if we
that's because old school is legendary. That's
legendary MCs, because it's like it's a skill set.
Mm-hmm.
And even when we do Wildin' Out and all that, like people don't even come off the top no more. Like real, like what it actually used to be to get respect as an MC. You don't need that anymore because you cultivate all of your music the way these young kids is doing it in the studio on their laptop, and they making amazing music, but the art form of being an MC has been lost. So I think if there's a way that we can highlight legendary MCing, like, and I mean, that's one of the reasons why I created Wildin' Out, because I wanted to like show, one, give respect to
the
ones
battle
who
rap
came before.
culture. You, and I got to give you real props for that, because you got some real good
Some
battle
real
rap.
ones.
Like real, you got the real on your show.
Yeah.
And you're pushing the culture forward. I will say this though, hip hop is a young man game, but now the young kids are rapping again.
Yeah.
You look on YouTube, TikTok now, they're not doing the stupid dances like they used to do now. It's not dumbed down. The kids is actually rapping now. You hearing verses now, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
They back at it now. So it's a resurgence, and you got to give it up to guys like Conway the Machine, Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher. They was kind of like, they set it back off to me.
Yeah, okay.
They set it back off. Even it was slow music, Derringer with the slow beats, but they was rapping again, and the young kids was like, yo, I could rock with it. It was cool. And then 50 years of hip hop came. And then I seen, I'm doing a show with MC Shan, I'm doing a show with EPMD, I'm doing a show with all these. It just cemented real rap back to where it's supposed to be. And now we hear later, my album, Soul Album, the best album of the year.
Yeah, talk that shit. And that's what I really feel like when we talking about legendary MCing. It's hip-hop is bigger than just the genre. And just like when you say rock, you got classic rock, modern rock, soft rock, you got punk rock, you got like hip-hop is that now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think y'all are carving y'all space out for that legendary MCing with somebody who can pick up a mic, freestyle, go crazy, control a crowd.
Right.
Because that's the only unfortunate thing. A lot of these cats get these #1 hits, they go in platinum, all that, and then you go see they show, and they staring at the floor. They don't even know how to interact.
They rhyming over the track.
Yeah, they exactly.
It's like you're lip syncing. It's like we back in the 90s, you would get they would throw something on stage if you did that. It would be like a whole show of that, and it just got crazy. But now it's cool to rap again. So
one question going back in the day, real quick. Just I want to know, were you there? Were you at the Source Awards the big that year where we was South there. Got something to say? New York ain't got no love for Snoop Dogg.
We was there. Sticky shot the Desert Eagle.
That's what. Okay, I want to talk about that.
Sticky shot the Desert Eagle to let everybody know we not playing.
So
don't
please
come at us with none
tell
of that.
this story, because I heard that some nigga in Onyx had a giant gun and shot it in the
it's on YouTube. You can see it.
You can see it?
Onyx, the big Desert Eagle. Not no 4.5.
Yeah, I got one of those. Those motherfuckers is heavy as shit.
So this is what happened. We got nominated for 4 or 5 Source Awards that year.
Yeah.
We thought we was, we gonna get a award, you know what I'm saying? We didn't get nothing.
Wow.
They just robbed us for every category. We think we gonna get an award. No, we like, psh. So by the end of the show, we gotta perform now.
Right.
So Sticky like, yo, bro, I don't wanna perform, man. And Jam Master Jay was like, bro, you gotta perform. So Sticky, he was mad.
Yeah.
So I didn't know he had a gun. I don't carry guns. I don't do the gun thing. So we get on stage, you performing. Take him out. The intro, boom, boom. I'm like, yo. He didn't. I don't know if I jumped on the floor.
A Desert Eagle is like this.
I didn't know what was. All I know was things was falling from the ceiling.
And that I mean, everybody hears about it. I mean, that's one of the most historic nights in hip hop.
That was crazy.
And that was a story that Onyx was in there shooting during the performance.
We was in there. Tupac was in there. Snoop Dogg was like, "Yo, you ain't got love for West Coast."
Yeah.
That was that night. But that was a great night of hip hop.
So in that whole time period, especially even in that night, like the energy based off of so-called East Coast, West Coast beef, where was Onyx's stance within all of that?
Oh, we love the West Coast.
Yeah.
We was on tour with Dre and Snoop for the Chronic tour.
Really?
Yeah, our first big tour was with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg on the Chronic tour. It was Onyx, Snoop, Dr. Dre, Dog Pound, this chick named Boss. Rest in peace to Boss. We was on, and Bow Wow was on the tour.
Yeah,
he was a little kid on the tour. Word up. I was like, who's this little kid? He's like 10 years old. As far as he was killing it. Like when people walking in, he was the first guy. He was the
opening act.
He was the opening act. He was, he's a legend.
Yeah.
It was good. We always loved the West Coast. We had a lot of West Coast fans. We did Slam video on the West Coast. Snoop was our man. We loved the West Coast. And the East Coast loved Snoop. They loved, they had so much love in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like, they were the biggest things going on in the world. Like, we loved the Chronic album, Deep Cover, all that. We was loving that in Brooklyn, loving that in Queens, Uptown. We was loving it.
Yeah.
So there was no East Coast, West Coast beef. It was
that
love.
was fabricated.
It happened with the Tupac and Biggie thing.
Yeah.
That's when it kind of got a little crazy. But when Snoop was like, well, you ain't got love for Snoop? It was crazy because we did have love for him.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would feel like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it seemed like the energy in that room that night, niggas was just, everybody was holding their own.
Right.
And they was, from
Outkast,
the South got something to say.
Right.
Like, everybody was like, yo, we going in here, and it's a bunch of different crews.
I think
it's a bunch
Tupac
of
took the
different
mic
bros.
from Q-Tip that night, right?
Was that the night where they little beef started? Cause they said they started his track and he started rapping while Q-Tip was still accepting his award or something like that.
That's crazy.
So I mean, the energy seemed like it was crazy, but y'all, like you said, you survived.
Yeah.
You kind of
imagine at the Source Awards though. That was. We should do something like that, like a hip hop awards, because that was crazy having all these hip hop guys.
I mean, we still got the BET Hip Hop Awards,
right,
but it's like
right.
it seemed like the energy was different back then.
It was different. It was different, and I'm gonna tell you, nobody was not one fight though.
Yeah,
not one fight. It was a lot.
Everybody held
a lot
it down.
of testosterone, a lot of. But it was no fights. It was a lot of love in the building, man.
Love and respect.
Yeah.
Speaking of love, the ladies, you know what I mean. You was a heartthrob. You was the one that. The young chicks was putting the posters up on the wall and all of that stuff.
Right.
But we never really heard too much about, because it's obviously before social media.
Right.
We didn't hear about your business with, like, was Fredro a ladies' man? Because obviously you doing movies, you acting. Like, it had to be crazy for you out here.
Crazy. I'm glad we didn't have Instagram. But being on Moesha,
Yeah.
was that's when it got crazy because now I was on television and I'm the boyfriend of another legend. You know, Brandy was a legend at the time. Moesha was big, so you know, Q was that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I was getting so much fan mail from females. I was getting more fan mail than she was getting.
Wow.
Because you got to think about it. Little guys are not writing
to girls.
Shit. No, but the girls are sitting with the hearts, with the perfume on it. You know what I mean? I'm talking boxes, bro.
Wow.
Of fan mail, like boxes. And they was like, yo, we want to keep this kid on the show. Because I was only supposed to be on there for one episode.
Really?
But it was just so crazy. They was like, yo, bring him back. Let's give him a deal, and you know, and then it led to 2 years on Moesha.
The rest is history.
But as far as the ladies, man, you know, I did my thing. Definitely, you know.
I know you did.
A couple of models, actresses in there, you know, a couple of rappers, you know what I mean?
And then, I mean, so when we talk about, you know, clearly, like, do people still come up to you and call you Q?
All day.
Yeah.
All day.
Is that, so I was about to
Today.
say, it has
Somebody
to be
call me
like,
Q.
the ladies still probably got to be like, I had a crush on you when I was a kid.
Q. They love Q.
And now they grown.
They still grown. But you know what? They grown, but Moesha still comes on.
Yeah.
You know, your shows still come on TV.
Yeah,
It keeps you
absolutely.
young forever.
Nah,
Because the young girls are still watching the young show.
Yeah.
So the girls that's 13 in 2025 are still watching Moesha. The young, you know what I'm saying? So it's just
The audience will just forever stay with you.
forever.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Love to Onyx, love to you. Keep this shit going,
Love
man.
is
Appreciate
love.
you being. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Fredro Starr, a superstar.
Got me.